you are in a room with Paddington, with actual Paddington, and there's just something that it just pulls on your heartstrings and makes me cry.
Well, hello, What's on Stage viewers. It is Alex here. We are at the Savoy Theatre ahead of the first preview of Paddington the Musical to talk to the cast about what it's been like shepherding one of the most iconic British franchises in the last century to the West End stage for the very first time. Before we dive into the interviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. And now let's get into the meat of the action.
I mean, this story is based on the books, A Bear Called Paddington, so Michael Bond's first book that he brought out, I think, in 1958. And it's an experience. It's not a show, it's a complete experience. People are working tirelessly to make this the most special thing that anybody has ever seen, and honestly it's incredible. I can't wait to share it with everybody. I really can't.
You feel the pressure of wanting to get the story right, but the moment I read the script and then I started being sensitive with the music, it was absolutely incredible, and you knew fun well you were in like safe hands with it all. But it's more, I keep thinking about the first time young people are going to come and the first time they see Paddington revealed it's unbelievable. It moved us all to tears when we watched it. So, yeah, I feel the pressure of it, but I think we've done it justice.
I think the first time I saw Paddington move around in the space, I was just gobsmacked. Like, I couldn't actually say anything. I actually tried to just analyze Paddington as best as I could, because I just couldn't understand how this bear had come to life.
We've had a really long time, luckily, to build this together and to find a language that works. I think the creatives have also really enabled us to have more input, I think, and that's kind of the wonders of a workshop, is to be able to have loads of input, and the fact that we get to actually bring that to a stage as well. I think it's rare for performers to be able to have the opportunity to be part of an entire process and then deliver it to a stage. I think that's quite special, it feels.
And I think we work pretty well together.
Yeah, I think so.
And it does help that we can read each other's minds when we're on stage. But it's just a lot of fun as well. And there's too much to say.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time.
We never have enough time. But
I don't think I've ever experienced something like this in my, I'm going to use the word career, because it's so big, it's so ambitious, it's so enormous, and there's so much generous ambition that's all for the audience. So there's a huge amount of moving parts. It's a massive collaboration, which is another overused word, but it is. It's an enormous project, and I can't remember that I've ever been in something quite so huge from the ground up, from starting. So creating the role with everyone, the songs, it's a real thrill, yeah.
Well, my starting point was really when I first got the call to see if I would be interested in writing the music for Paddington the Musical, which is a ridiculous question. Like, what songwriter would say no? I obviously immediately said yes, and in my head was going, why are they asking me? They could ask anyone. And then while I was on the phone, I started writing a song in my head, within like 5 minutes of being on the phone, and they said they were going to put a brief together for some song ideas to, kind of audition me as the songwriter to see if I could see what I would do with it. And overnight that night, before I'd got any brief, I'd written a song, and that song opens Act 2 and is still in the show, and it's what I think maybe one of my favourite songs in the show. But from then on, it was just a case of obviously like working with Luke Shepherd, our amazing director, and Jess Swale, who's written the most incredible story. The three of us just locking ourselves in a room and figuring out what this show should be. And so lucky that we were given the time to, really explore what is the best version of this show. It has to be right. It's too important. Too many people love Paddington and these iconic characters and stories. and we have one chance to make this right on stage. And it, you know, and it took time. It's taken us 5 years or so to figure that out. So yeah, I mean, along the way, it's just been a very collaborative process. Musically, musically, it's just really, I'm very lucky that there's so much amazing source material. You go back to the books and the films and the TV shows. I mean, there's so much Paddington content for you to be inspired by that it just kind of, I didn't want to overthink it. I think that you can run yourself into dead ends if you start really thinking about what should Paddington the Musical sound like. And I think for me it was a case of just absorbing as much Paddington stories as I could, and then seeing what naturally came out. And that's kind of what the show is.
I just love. We love when the family get together on the mission. On the mission, we go on an adventure, and it's at that point we all look at each other and go, yeah! We're all together and we're having fun, and it's a real adventure.
Watching the ensemble work, it's like next level. Honestly, these guys are working so hard, and seeing how they're embodying like the whole of London, like it's so incredible to watch. I get so proud seeing everything come together. They're amazing.
I have many favourite moments in the show, but I think the first one has to be when Paddington arrives, because it's not even just seeing that bit in the show, it's the reaction.
I've been on this project for a couple of years now, so we've had to do a lot of presentations, quite a few presentations, and the last one being at Christmas time, which is a magical time anyway. And we did that last presentation probably to a room of 80 people. And to be able to keep it together on stage whilst you're seeing a pure, natural reaction of how it should be was the hardest thing I think I've ever encountered on stage, because it's so magical when Paddington is revealed. So that has to be the best moment for me. It's true theatre magic. Not only theatre magic, but just all these feelings from your childhood, your inner child just comes to the surface at that moment, and you see absolutely everyone. My children and my husband were in the room for it as well, to watch that presentation, because they wanted children to come and watch the show and everything. And to see my husband, who never cries at anything, didn't cry at our wedding, just crying his eyes out when he saw Paddington. And I was like, yeah, if you can break that guy, my goodness, it's just absolute magic.
It's about a year and a half I've been working on it, since the first workshops. That I was involved with, and it literally, my jaw has been on the floor since, and it hasn't sort of picked up yet. I'm waiting for it to come back into my head, because it's every moment there's sort of a treat and a new discovery. So it's been daunting, but extremely, extremely fun.
My reaction to seeing the bear for the very, very first time, and this is continually the reaction that I have, is I just cry because he's there. And I cannot wait for audiences to experience that moment, because it really is truly just the most magical thing I've ever seen. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing.
I think the stage show might surprise our audiences because they get to be up close and personal to the story, to the bear, to everything that encompasses Paddington: kindness, love, compassion. And I think being in a space where all those things can live, they will get a completely different experience while experiencing this story.
All the songs are absolute earworms, and I think they will be surprised happily. And in certain respects, they need this sort of expectation of it being such a high-quality production. And there are so many different things to see, layers and layers, that you'll have to come back multiple times.
Paddington the Musical continues its previews at the Savoy Theatre in the West End. Thank you so much for watching this video, and leave a comment if you can below. But for the love of marmalade sandwich providers, keep it kind. Thank you.
I suppose off the top of my head, I do quite enjoy the opening of Act 2, which is, if you like the colour orange, you'll be in luck. That's all I'll say.
I'm not grown up enough to like marmalade. It's got those little bits of skin in it. I'm like, can you get marmalade without skin in it? Without the rind? Well, yeah, if you could get that, I'd prefer it. It's just too bitter.
Paddington Brown is a consummate professional. He is always on time. He brings us donuts. He brings us marmalade sandwiches, actually, I should say. Yeah, he's really easy to work with. No diva behaviour. That comes from other people. No, cut.